Hey guys, welcome to our Monday night. We are going over the 7 cent decision. Now, this book, like I've told you guys before, it is kind of old. It's kind of old, so not everything is super current, but we'll talk about that and, you know, the updates on things that are in here. So, tonight we're going to be talking about how to start off a new team member. So, this is the part where is the most important. It's the most important part. You can't just sign people up and just expect them to do all the things and to run and to do everything. They're kind of like a baby, right? And after we have a baby, we don't expect them to go get their own formula. So we're going to talk about that. So the secret to getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overthinking, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks. And then starting on the first one. That's from Mark Twain. So take the big picture, break it up into little tasks, and then start at the first one, right? So I always tell my team, even though we do a lot of our marketing and sponsoring online, we still need to get on the phone. And I know some of you introverts, you're like, Amber, don't tell me this. Don't tell me I need to talk to people on the actual telephone. You do. You do. And it's not awkward. It's actually probably my favorite part of this job of mine, this career of mine, this business I'm building is my one-on-one calls. I love it. You can really get to know somebody better over the phone. You can hear what their goals are, what their expectations are, and then be real with them too. And, what's your goal? I had somebody once tell me a goal that I think was, I never want to say unrealistic, but I want people to not get frustrated. So sometimes if they're like, I want to make $5,000 a month, I have to do that within 2 weeks and I can work 2 hours a day. Probably isn't going to happen, right? So that's when you're like, okay, and you kind of have that conversation and break it down. So I love getting people on the phone. I try to do it right away. So in network marketing, let me get Rachel in quick. This is a people to people business. Okay. It's not just posting pretty graphics online. It's not just posting your recruiting post online. We're in a people business. Let me just make sure everybody's muted really quick. Here's someone. Here's someone. All right, I got it. I got it. All right, let's see. It looks like we have somebody in the waiting room too. Okay, we're good. So, in network marketing, this is a people to people business. This is especially important when we bring new people in, especially now. When I wrote this book, the company that I was with was really the first company to be doing like online only, like the social selling, the social media parties. Like they were like the first one to do that. But now everybody does. I mean, that's this whole profession. We're all working on social media. We're all doing social media parties. So there's a lot of distractions out there. So if you don't get with that new person right away, it's like Jim Rohn says, the birds are going to get them, right? We don't leave our field because the birds will get them. And that's perfect example for something like this. So when signing up a new person, make sure to call them within 48 hours. Welcome new team members. Let them know that you're there for them. Let them hear your voice. Connecting this way and hearing each other's voice is more powerful than just typing a message. I'm telling you. So the new team call within their first 48 hours. Write that down, okay? Their first 48 hours. So a few of my leaders and I did an experiment with this, and we found out if you wait more than 48 hours, the new person tends to lose their excitement. They might run into a negative friend, or a naysayer who tells them these things don't work. You signed up for that. You ain't gonna make no money. Like we've all heard that. I heard that when I signed up. I had those negative people in my life. They are dead wrong. They're now in network marketing. Those same people. I changed their mind. But our new people are gonna get stuff like that. So I don't want you to wait. I want you to get them on the phone right away as soon as they sign up, okay? 48 hours at the very latest. So just say, welcome to the team, show them the team training page, show them where they can find the resources, show them where they can find, like, just make sure that they have the resources. That's the biggest thing. When we're recruiting and we're building a team, their success is not in our control, if that makes any sense. It's in their own control, but our job is just to show them the resources. And we have the resources. Show them where to go, show them what to do, show them the 333, show them our systems. Like that's our job. And it's up to them if they're going to actually take initiative, right? But your job is to make sure that they have the resources. That's going to be the biggest thing. Um, get that person in. So simply show them around the Facebook group. If you have any questions, this is my number. Call, feel free to call me. You can text me. So just, you don't have to know it all. So I don't want you guys to be scared if you bring someone new in. It's like, I don't want to do a call with them. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to do training. Like, you don't have to worry about that. I would just say, hey, I just want to connect. I want to welcome you to the team. Make sure that you're in our group. Make sure that you're in our chat. Here's our team website. Here's our resources. This is my number. You can connect with me at any time. And then I always get what their goals are. And I say, what can I do to be the best leader for you? And I see that to every single person that either rolls up to me or that I sign up, because people are going to have different wants. Okay. You might have somebody who's very independent and she's like, I got this. I want you to check in on me, maybe do some shout outs. But I got this. Like, you have people who don't need a whole lot of support. And then you have people who are like, I need you on my ass. And excuse my language, but I need you to give me tough love. Each person needs something else. So I always say, how can I be the best leader for you? Because I'm not going to decide for them. I'm going to let them make that decision on how much support they want or how little support they want. That's okay too. And if somebody doesn't need a lot of support, please don't take that as a bad thing. Like, I don't need a lot of support, but I absolutely adore my upline. Okay. My sponsor. I'm so happy that I'm able to be partnered with her, but I don't need a lot of support. And that's nothing bad on her. She's a great sponsor, right? So I don't want you guys to take that personal, but most of the people, let's be realistic, most of the people we bring in, they are going to need that support. So I just ask them what level of support that they want. I ask them, what their goals are within the next 3 to 6 months, and then how much time they can commit. And then we're going to kind of like line all of those things up after they tell you the goal and how much time they can commit. Then you're going to know, like, if their goal is kind of too big. And I don't want to ever say that, because we can make some magical things happen. But I learned this from Eric, actually. He's like, I gave that example. If you get on the phone with someone, they said, I want to make $10,000 a month by next month, and I can work 2 hours a day. I'm going to be realistic with them. I'm going to say, well, you can make $10,000 a month in this business. It's going to take a lot longer than next month, and it's going to take a lot more than 2 hours a day. What can we, how can we take that time and either increase it or maybe take that goal and make it a smaller goal to begin with, and then we can build up on that goal as you go. So you just kind of have that conversation, right? So teach people how to hit their first goal. Let me let iPhone 3 in. So teach people to hit their first goal. The next thing I do with new team members is I introduce them to our training program, and we show them how to hit their first goal. So this was for my last company, but I think this is still a really great goal. I think this is a really great place to start. So you guys can do this with your team too. And you can even make it 250, or you can make it 125 even, but I'm just gonna say it at 500, because honestly, you guys, when we have the expectation of something, people rise to it. Like my last company, we had to have $500 in sales. People did it because they knew that that's what was expected. So they did it. So you set the standard as the leader. You're the one setting the standard. Let me just mute really quick. I'm gonna make it so no one can unmute, but I'll take that off at the end. Okay. There we go. I think we'll be good now. So what we did is, the program that we had back in that company was, we show them how to hit their first goal, which is to sell $500 worth of product. I don't think that's too hard of a goal. Like, if all of our people could do 500 their first month, I think we would see a lot more retention. I think we would see a lot more people stick around and have that belief in themselves. But if we're like, you just need to be active. You just need to be active. We're setting the bar very low. Okay. As a leader, we're setting that bar pretty low. If we're just saying, just do the bare minimum, we're going to do a little more than the bare minimum. So let's say 500. Okay. Because here's what happens. And have a messenger party, have a launch party. Don't just tell them, oh, just throw up graphics. That ain't going to do nothing. They have to actually get out there and work. I think people in network marketing sometimes forgot what work is. Not this team, but I'm just talking in the industry as a whole, what I've been seeing. I think people forgot what work is, and they think they can just post a pretty picture and bam, people are going to start buying from them. That's not the case. That's not the case. Parties are still it. Corey and Ruth, they had a messenger party yesterday. It went amazing. Let's get our teams to start doing this. When they sign up, have their launch party, have their grand opening. If you opened a store, you would have a grand opening, right? Why aren't we doing that with our pharmacy business partners? I'm not either. I'm going to tell you, I'm not either, but that's something that I think we all need to start doing is having that grand opening party. So, first goal, $500 in product, sponsor 3 people. And if you help those 3 people do the same thing in the next 4 months, and you do it for 4 months consistently, $500, 3 people, they do the same. You're going to be able to have $40,000 in volume. Okay. Of course, this rarely happens. Let's be honest here. I'm not going to give you just some like fluff dream. Having it work out perfect like that doesn't really happen all that much. Okay. But we can shoot for the first leadership level, and that's $10,000 in volume. And that's if they do the $500 in sales and add 3 distributors who do the same in 30 days, you are going to hit the $10,000 in volume. That doesn't sound that scary. But if we set the bar so low, people are they're going to just barely reach it. They're not going to like, and pushing yourself like that is part of building this business, is pushing yourself to that next level. So I just don't want you guys setting the bar low and being like, just be active. We're setting them up for being mediocre, right? We're not mediocre. We go above and beyond. Send out a worksheet to track activities. We have one of these on our website. You can make one for your team. Go into Canva, make one, throw your team logo. So I'll send a monthly worksheet and ask them to write down the names and the details of everybody they talk to. Remember, we talked about the law of averages and how you write down every single person that you talk to with a little note by them. Pretty soon, you're going to notice that your law of average gets better. You're also going to be able to know if you're actually doing the work that matters. You know, the work that brings in money making activities is what they call it. When you're writing down everyone you talk to, because we know that's the number one thing in our business is conversations. How many eyeballs do we have on us, and how many people are we talking to? The eyeballs aren't even as important as how many people we're actually having conversations with, right? So when you write it down and you're like, oh, I said that I was messaging, this many people, and it turns out I didn't message anybody this week. Like, you can kind of be real with yourself then. So write down every single person you talk to. This is going to allow you to track everything that you do. So let's say you have a really good month in July. Come August, the results drop. Now you can go back to July, see how many people that they talked to, what exactly they did that month, because we're tracking. I want you guys to know your own analytics. And we talked about that in one of the beginning chapters. Know your analytics. Track everything in your business. Because we know we can duplicate whatever we did during a good month. We can just duplicate it. Okay, I talked to 40 people, that week. I had a great week. I'm going to do 45. Let's duplicate it by what we already did. We also have a little gratitude section. I very highly suggest you write down what you're grateful for in your business, what you're grateful for that day. When we look at what we're grateful for, I think it just puts us in a different vibe, and it's just a different energy versus what I didn't do. So I want you to look at what you're grateful for as well, because until we're grateful for what we have, we will not get more. And I know that's the God honest truth. And that's why I was so grateful for that trailer house. I made it as good as I can, painting those wood panel walls, putting carpet down or rugs down on the orange shade carpet, because I knew if I wasn't grateful for it, I would never get out of there. So as soon as I started being grateful for it, I got better. Okay. I got better stuff when I was grateful for what I already had. Let me get this person in. So write down everything you're grateful for that month and keep that going along. So everybody on my team prints out this worksheet each month and fills it out. We do it kind of like virtual now. You can do it right on your phone. So then add new team members to your Facebook group. So after I call my new person on the phone, and you guys, once you start recruiting a lot, I send out an email to everybody that I personally sign up, and it has a link to book a one-on-one call with me. This is an easier system that I have now where people can pick their own times. I don't have to, worry about keeping track of them because ADD, two toddlers over here, it automatically goes into my calendar. I use a program called Acuity, Acuity. I pay $9.99 a month, so it automatically transfers to my calendar. You can get the free version. It does every single thing that the paid version does besides transfer to your calendar, but you have an app. You can go into the app and you can see what calls you have. You also get emailed when somebody books a call. So I think the free version is just fine to use, but again, that's a cutie if that helps. Okay, so add your new people to the Facebook group, obviously. So after I call my new person on the phone and introduce them to the training, I show him or her how to access the Facebook group. I love our group because no matter where I am, no matter what time of day or night, there's somebody there to help. If it's 2 a.m. here, I'm sleeping in the UK, team members are online who can answer questions. And I let the new person know we have a huge support group and encourage him or her to make friends and find running partners in this group. So as I mentioned before, our Facebook group is secret, which means it's completely private to the people who are invited to it. So they don't have to worry about people seeing what they post or anything. So make sure they're added to the Facebook group. And here's kind of my advice on how to do your Facebook group. I don't think everyone needs a Facebook group per se immediately until your team grows. I think everyone should have a team chat. But I would say make a group around director level. Until then, I would utilize your uplines group and just have a team chat. That's just my personal advice and opinion and how I would do it if I was starting out. You can obviously do it any way you'd like to. This is your business. Nobody's your boss. But I've been doing this a long time and seen a lot of businesses. I think you should wait for a big group until director. Definitely have a chat though, because it is very important for you to get to know your team and, have that one-on-one time. But director's a good level to start your own group. Again, just my advice. Encourage new people. Let me get Melissa in. Encourage new people to order 5 of your staple products. Okay. And our staple products, what I love about pharmacy is we don't have a single staple product. We have different categories in our company. So I want you to take what product you love, and that's your staple product. Okay. So I know for Tiffany, it is the elixir. I know for myself, it's the L-carnitine, which actually it might turn into the pre-workout now. Okay. For some girls, it's the mascara. So whatever, some girls, it's vitamin C, which is one of our top sellers. So I want you to find what product you love. That's your hero product. Our company really doesn't have a hero product for the company because we have so many different categories and options. I want you to find your hero product. And then I want you to order 5 of them. Okay, so here's just an example. I have people who order 5 of our company's staple product. In my current company, my old company, it was mascara. In my previous company, it was a weight loss shake. Whatever your flagship product is, suggest every new person order 5. I would say order 5 of the things that you love. If they're more of a makeup girl, order 5 mascaras. If they're more of a nutrition girl, order a few boxes of L-carnitine. Like have those on hand. This is going to do a few things. First, it's going to teach them how to place an order online and how to open up a party. Well, we don't really do parties for that, but it's going to teach them how to order online. Second, it's going to teach them how to use the company's website. Third, it's going to allow them to have some products on hand for family and friends who might want to try the products right away. And fourth, it's going to get them qualified for our welcome program. And that's important. Those little wins stacked up is what's going to make people stick around. Having those little tiny success victories is going to add to a big success victory. So I say get 5 of the staple products, okay? Even if that's a Zen mascara. I mean, I got 5 Zen mascaras when we had the sale. They were like, what, $3 each? That's really not a lot of money. And it also shows them how to use the website then too. In most companies, buying 5 staple products in 1 month will get you qualified. I do say this though. This purchase is optional because I don't want someone to join my business after they saved up for the starter kit and now they think they can't be successful because they can't afford to buy 5 products. I recommend it, but I tell them you can still be successful even if you don't have any inventory, which is true. An added benefit to being able to buy some product is that now they have that in the back of their mind. I bought the kit. I have 5 of these key products. I need to pay this off before my credit card bill comes due, right? I need to find some customers for my business. It creates the sense of urgency to get started sooner than later. And we know success loves speed. The faster you start, the more successful that you're going to be. The longer you wait on it, the more you're going to start doubting yourself. So then tell your team members, I don't know, I'm going to read this off and then we're going to talk about it because I don't know if it's still going to be current. Okay. Tell your team members to create their 100 name list. Hopefully I say it right in here. I think that we were kind of ahead of our times with our last company. So I think this will be good. So now it's time to help the new team members create their contact list. I'm not going to have you guys call those 100 people. Okay. We're not doing that. I remember those days where I would get calls from people there and they wouldn't even tell me what company it was about. I'm not having you do that. Just telling you straight up. But I want you to make a list of people that you would love to work with. So my target is to get about 100 names. People might say, I don't know 100 people. Give me a little heart if you feel like you don't know 100 people. How do you find the people, right? So my answer is, you know more people than you think. Your phone didn't come pre-installed with telephone numbers, did it? Did it? It didn't. So I want you to go through your contacts, write down names, go through Facebook, Instagram, write down the top people who show up on your friends list. Think about it. I know Eric Worre, he had us do at the one of the masterminds, he had us do an exercise where we had 1 minute to write down as many names as we can. And the winner, he said, each name is worth like $1,000, right? So people who thought they had no contacts at all, a minute came, they had 40 names written down in a minute because they do know people. You do know people. Sorry guys. Bedtime. Bedtime. Jackson's trying to sneak from going to bed. Okay. So we're not trying to have a huge list. That's the biggest thing. I don't want people to get overwhelmed. We're not trying to have a huge list. Don't impress me with 800 name list. Show me the people that you can actually reach out to. So our goal is to get a name on the list and off the list as soon as possible. So we can put a new name in that spot. We always want to have new people in our pipeline. If we don't have new people in our pipeline, we don't have a business. So we always need those new pipelines. We never want to run out of people. Think on and off as soon as possible and keep adding people. So here's what I want to say, because that is a little outdated. I'm not having you call them. What I want you to do with this 100 list, I want you to use that to start loving up on these people. Start 333ing these people. That's what I want you to do with your 100 list in 2026. Okay, this isn't 2014 anymore when I wrote the book. We're not calling them on the phone. We're not even sending them a message right away. We're not doing that. Instead, you're going to 333 these 100. And if you don't know what the 333 is, that's where you like three of their posts, comment on three of their posts, and reply to three of their stories for 3 days. Hey, well, can you please get him? Sorry, guys. Okay. Have your team members reach out to people to build those relationships. Once they have their list, I want the new team members to start warming up those connections. See, we were ahead of our times. We were ahead of our times in this book. We don't want the first communication to be about business, number one. So if your first communication's about business, they're gonna like imagine if a friend you haven't talked to in 10 years and you call them and say, "Hey, I found this new product. I want to start this business. Want to check it out?" That's really icky. That's really icky. That's very amateur. We're not amateurs, okay? First, we want to build rapport with them and make them feel like we care about them because we do. We're not there just for the sale. You never know where that can land. You never know where that relationship can land. So we're just building that rapport up, and that's where 333 comes in. So one key to my success is that I generally care about people. And if they feel it when you're talking to them, they don't feel like you're just a number. They don't feel like you're just trying to get them on the team, or try to get them as a customer. They're going to know. That's why we have these real conversations. So we want to make the first connection kind of just to touch base with people. That 333 is a really good way to do it, to get to know them, to catch up with them. Then we want to make a second connection. For the third contact, I show my new team members how to use the 3 C's. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Crazy, compliment, confidence, because that's what works well in my business. I recommend they do the 3 C's for that third connection, which can be made by phone or a text message or a message. It doesn't matter. Offer to do 3-way calls with family and friends. 3-way calls are so big in my business. You guys, I do 3-way calls at least once a day. I do a 3-way call. They are huge for my business. So in the meantime, I invite the new person to get me on the phone with as many as their contacts as possible. I open my schedule and I ask each new person to introduce me to their friends. Do you have anybody who's interested? Do you have anybody who you think would be great at this? I'll be happy to hop on a call with them and tell them about the company and the product. I explain to each new person the power of third-party validation and how it takes a while for your friends and family to start seeing you as the expert. That's why use your upline. Use your upline when you have somebody you're trying to bring into the business or even a customer. Use your upline in that third party verification. A lot of times, the people that we know, they don't see us as a business person. They see you as what you do. If you're a nurse, they see you as a nurse. If you're a teacher, they see you as a teacher. If you're a stay at home mom, that's what they see you as. So that your upline is that credibility. I use it all the time. When I first started this business, I had that poor man that I signed up under on freaking 15, 20 calls a day. Okay, because I knew it was that third party verification. Here's Dave's part. As we mentioned before, friends and family are going to see you as what they've always seen you as. If you're used to change oil for a living, they're going to see you as someone who changes oil. If you're a top network marketing top market if you're a top network marketer now, they see you as what they've always seen you as. So because they have that memory of you from before you had success, they're going to take your upline or sponsor more serious. And it's true. It's true. I did it my own self. Um, and they see them as the experts. Use the power of third party validation by inviting them to join you on a three-way call. Use videos for ongoing training and duplication. Training videos are big, and I think we all know that. It's 2026 now, okay? I think we all know this. So getting new team members started, have a onboarding video. You know, like we have teamsparkletraining.com. If you go to the training hub, we have videos that are in order. People, I mean, you can't mess it up. That's duplication. I seen on Stormy's post today, somebody commented that what they learned from her, and it was, if you have to be present in your business to run, you don't have a business. That is where these systems come in place. Okay, is having those systems so you don't you could be sleeping and you just say, hey, check out the training videos here, and there it's the same thing every single time. Because when we're doing just training, just our mouth, like we're just doing it over the phone, it's going to get changed up. It's kind of like the telephone game, right? But if you have a video, it's going to be the same no matter what. No matter how many levels down that person is who watches it, it's going to be the same thing. It's not going to get messed up. So if your team doesn't have a welcome video, what create one. Just create a little welcome video and, hey, I'm your upline. Here's my team resources. Just create that video. Okay, so training videos are big, especially for the new presenter orientation. By simply recording a screen share, I went through my back office. I showed the people around, here's how you order, here's how you find your sales, here's how you get paid. I made a whole orientation in video format, which is great for duplication. Anyone can use it, whether you're on my first level or several levels down, and we have that. And our leaders on the team, you guys created these videos, so it's not just me talking. So that's something too. Like as the leader, you want to involve your team. You want your team to be a part of the organization, not just you. You're not going to have a very strong team if it's just you. So we have that, you guys. You don't have to recreate the wheel. We already got those videos, and they're from all sorts of leaders within our organization. Another benefit of a video is that it allows people to get to know you more intimately. So maybe having one for yourself too to welcome new people, right? Let's say you're a network marketing rock star. You sponsor 100 people a month. Don't we wish? I'm putting it out there in the universe. It's going to be really hard to connect one-on-one with every single person, okay? After you get someone on the phone for that first call, the first 48 hours, then video works really well after that first call, after that initial coaching call, discovery call, I like to call it. So instead of talking to those 100 people you signed up, just do a video once a day or once every week. I would say once a day. Okay, you can do a video once a day, send it to everybody, whatever feels comfortable. Eric Worre does daily videos. I talk about him a lot in this book. When I finally met him, I felt I already knew him from his videos. Videos are a big help to get people off on the right foot. And I think we all do that. I mean, it's 2026. One more thing I do is I introduce people. We're going to skip this to TaxBot. That's not a thing no more. We used to use TaxBot. I like to use, I'm just going to give you some resources. I use a bank account called Found, Found. It does all of my expenses for me. It's a business account. I love it. You can also do things like QuickBooks. Okay, QuickBooks also, there's a self-employed one. I think it's $5 a month. You can have all of your expenses in there. It takes it right from your bank account and puts them in. Great for tax time. Um, but yeah, we're not talking about that part because we don't do TaxBot. So recommend personal development books. I have on here says recommend TaxBot, Networking Times, and your favorite personal development books. And talking about Network Times, there might be a little collab coming. Okay, that's all I want to say. Might be a little collab coming. Keep your eyes out. But recently I did a big getting your team started off right training in our company convention. We talked about reading Networking Times to build belief in yourself and the network marketing profession. My getting started worksheet now includes a link to order Networking Times. Networking Times is coming back, okay, is what I hear. Because, but any type of network marketing book, like there's a lot out there. There's the Big Al, there's the Your First Year Network Marketing. There's a lot of books out there. But get your new team members who've never heard of personal development. Get them on these things. Get them on a personal development book right away. I share with them how my business didn't start thriving until I was growing myself. My signature quote was inspired by William James: change your mind, change your life. Personal development is so important when you want to have your new person start out right. The number one book I recommend is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Even if your team members only read to the second chapter because they aren't getting used to reading books, it still is going to open their mind. It's going to open their mind up for more. So I think that's where a lot of people they miss the mark. Like they have the training, they have everything, but they're not getting their people on any personal development. If I didn't do personal development when I started this business, I would have quit 15 years ago. It's really important. So get them on some type of personal development. That's all. That was a quick chapter. All right, so next week it's team motivation and creating duplication. Duplication is my favorite thing to talk about because our business cannot thrive without duplication. It doesn't matter what works, it matters what duplicates. We all know that. Okay, so tomorrow night I'm going to be doing a call for Charlene in the UK. And I don't have the link yet, but as soon as I have it, I'm going to post it in our team chat. You guys are all invited to jump in on that call. It's just really going to be my story, things you've already heard, but it'd be nice for you to come and show some team support and get to know her team too. So that is all. And she will be on Fired Up Friday on Friday. So don't miss that call. You definitely want to hear. She is an absolute rock star in the UK. I think she might be number one in the UK. Really good. So you don't want to miss that. You better be up on Fired Up Friday. All right. I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you a little bit later. Have a good night, you guys.